We're going to start off in a child's pose this morning. We're going to get straight into it. In the child's pose, I want you to connect with your breath. We're going to take the knees wide, big toes together, wide-legged child's pose. Sit the bum towards the heels, walk the hands forwards, and let the forehead come onto the mat. So begin to deepen the breath. Feel free to reposition the knees a little bit. Maybe the knees come in a little bit if it's too strong for the hips. Maybe you can take them even a little bit wider. So we're feeling a bit of an opening into the hips, into the lower back. And really let the chest and the heart melt down towards the mat. Feel your belly soften down. Allow your breath to deepen and to slow completely down. Take 2 more breaths here. Making sure we feel connected with our body, with our breath. And then I want you to just lift the forehead off the mat and then cup the hands so that we're on our fingertips. Palms are lifted up. And just let the forehead rest a millimetre or 2 away from the floor. So feeling strength in the shoulders, activation in the arms, nice, strong, straight arms. And then just move from side to side, working into the sides of the body, into the hips a little bit more. And then holding it steady. And then plant the palms down, walk the hands towards you, lifting your chest up. From here, take your left hand behind, sweep your right arm up as you lift your hips up as high as you can, but take it easy as it's the first little back bend of the class. Exhale, set the hips down. Right hand plants behind, just towards the toes. Inhale, sweep left arm up, lift the hips up. Exhale down. Let's do it 2 more times with the breath. Hopefully I'm still on the screen. Inhale, right arm reaches up. Exhale down. Inhale, left arm reaches. Exhale, setting it down, well done. Coming into a tabletop position, knees below hips, wrists below shoulders. Feel cat and cow, waking up the spine as we wake ourselves up as well. Inhale, belly drops, we gaze up. Exhale, spine rounds up, chin towards chest. Belly drops down, send the gaze up, lift the tailbone. Exhale, spine lifts, tailbone curls under. So just take a few rounds on your own, making sure that the breath and the movement synchronize. As we push through the palms to lift up the spine, and inhaling as we push the heart through and lift your gaze and your tailbone. 1 more round. Good job. Let's meet in that neutral tabletop position. So we're going to drop down our chest in between the hands. So a bit like a press up, but we keep our hips lifted up. So spread the fingers, and you want the inside of your elbow, this place, to be facing forwards and the back of the elbow pointing back. So really scoop the arms around. And then lower yourself down, keeping those fronts of the elbows looking forwards. Keep the elbows next to the body and let the chest come in between the hands. So it feels like you're resting on your chest and your chin, sticking your bum up in a very weird position. And then I want you to press into the hands and press all the way back up to tabletop. Let's do that 1 more time. Bend the elbows, lower the chest and chin. Push back up. Make sure those elbows stay really close to the sides of the body. And this time, I want you to meet in a neutral tabletop, squeeze and lift right leg up, point the toes back. We're going to do that same action again, dropping the chest between the hands, so bend the elbows, and just let that right leg start to lift up. Squeeze into your right glute, and then push forwards so that the chest comes all the way through. Keep your right leg lifted, belly flat to the floor. Palms are planted next to the chest or slightly lower. Keep squeezing the right glute. Take an inhale, exhale to release that leg down, and then bringing the hands out to the sides a little bit with still a big bend in the elbow. Squeeze and lift everything up off the mat, legs and arms, upper back muscles, squeeze. Exhale down. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. 1 more. Good job. Placing your hands next to the chest again. Let's take a cobra. Inhale, lift the chest. And we've got the hands down, elbows into the sides of the body. Keep that bend in the elbows. Exhale to lower down. Let's inhale to lift up again. Exhale to look over the right shoulder, hips down. Inhale forwards. Exhale left shoulder. Inhale forwards, exhale to lower. Good job. Let's come back into that child's pose, keeping the knees parallel. In line with the hips, forehead comes down, arms extend forwards. And just take a couple of breaths here. Starting off relatively strong this morning to wake up those muscles, to wake up those joints. Deepen the breath, take 2 more breaths here. And then lifting up into that tabletop position again. You're going to extend your left leg, bring it in line with the body. Squeezing the glutes, trying to find balance. Try not to lift the left hip high, keep it in line with the right hip. Point the toes of that left foot, and then you're going to drop the chest in between the hands, keeping the hips lifted, and let that left leg start to rise up. So you're squeezing into the hamstrings and the glutes of the left leg. And then you're going to push through so we land on our belly. And you're keeping your left leg lifting up. Feeling it in the hamstring and the glute, holding it for 1 more breath. Exhale to lower down. And let's lift again. This time I want you to fully extend your arms in front. And you're going to inhale and you're going to lift everything up. Point the toes, reach the fingertips, exhale down. Inhale to lift. Exhale down. Inhale to lift. And exhale down. Good job. Let's see if we can reach our right hand towards right foot. Hold from the inside of the foot. Keep the left arm and left leg extended. When you inhale, just press the foot into the hand. Lift the other limbs up. So creating a little back bend. Lifting up, pressing the right foot into the hand. 1 more breath. Exhale, so we're taking a few breaths in the pose. Let's swap over. Reach left hand towards left foot. Take an inhale, press the foot into the hand. Reach the other limbs up. Engage in the muscles of the back. Really press with the foot into the hand. 1 more breath. Notice the little rocking motion. As we breathe, exhale, release, well done. Bring those hands next to the chest. Let's lift up into downward facing dog this time. Spread the fingers, tuck the toes, lift up the hips. If you're tight this morning, start to pedal out the feet. Drop one heel and then the other. alternate pressing one heel down, bending the opposite leg, walking your dog. Maybe that's another task you've already done this morning. Stretching out the hamstrings. And let's try to press both heels down. No pressure if the heels don't touch the floor. Maybe you need a bend in your knees, but I want you to try to lift the sit bones upwards. So really scoop the sit bones so they point towards the sky. And press the chest towards the thighs. Take one more breath. And release. Let's lift right leg to three-legged dog. Really squeeze the glute to lift that leg. Feel free to point the toes or flex the foot. Try to keep right hip in line with left hip. Squaring off those hips. Bend into your right knee. Bring right heel towards right glute. And try and stack the right hip on top of the left hip. So we're opening the hips towards the right side. And then look over the left shoulder to see maybe your toes peeping over. Try pressing the knee up towards the ceiling rather than keeping it relaxed. Straighten the legs, square off the hips. Bend into that knee. See if you can bring the foot in between the hands. That might not happen first time. Maybe we land here, but we use our right hand. We pick the leg up. We bring it forward so that the knee stacks up towards the ankle. Taking an easy twist, left hand plants, right hand reaches up, keep the hips nice and low, strong legs. And then release your left hand down, meeting in a runner's lunge. Let's come onto our fingertips, using the strength of the legs, sink the hips and look forwards. Set the back knee down, inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale to sink the hips forwards and down. Deep breath, shoulders nice and relaxed. Side body stretch, take hold of your left wrist with right hand. Inhale for length. Exhale for a little twist over, not a twist, a lean over towards the right side. Feeling that stretch down the left side of the body. Inhale to lift it up. Exhale, bring your hands into prayer and just lift your hips up and back a little bit. We're going to come into a twist, but I want you to first off tuck the toes of the back foot under. For the slightly harder option, which you may or may not like to choose. You're going to hook your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. And you're going to try to press the elbow into the leg to get a bit of twist. Keep the core engaged. Try to keep the belly lifted off the leg. It might not be possible because it's quite close contact. But just engage into that abdominal area. Press the elbow into the leg. Back toes are tucked, so we've got the option here to lift the back leg off the floor, the back knee. So we straighten out that leg if we can, we keep pressing, elbow for twist. Maybe we can open out. Again, slightly harder option. Bring the hands back to prayer. Set the back knee down. Twist it to the front, good job. Let's plant the hands down and then power up that back knee, so we're in our runner's lunge again. From here we're going to come up into a high lunge, so power through the legs, sweep the arms up, sink into those knees a little bit, strengthen those legs, you can do it, come on, nearly there. Shoulders are relaxed, a little bounce in the knees maybe. Take a big inhale. Exhale, open into that warrior two. Back heel drops. So I'll turn around and you can see a little better. Back heel drops down, left foot points to the left, right foot points forward. The arms are in line with the shoulders. And we're not letting that right knee drop over. Really press it open. So it doesn't come over to the left. We try to press it open to the right, squeezing into the glutes. Breathe, strong legs. Straighten out that front leg. Let's come into triangle pose. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, just lean over towards the right leg. And then bring your right hand down towards the mat. Left hand reaches up towards the ceiling. So in your triangle, we push the hips backwards. As we lean, keep both legs straight. If you're hypermobile, keep a little bend in your front leg. Pressing that top shoulder back, as though we're pressed up against the wall. Look down towards the right big toe, bend into the front knee, circle the hands down, and we meet back into that runner's lunge again. Coming into our three-legged dog, simply lift up your right foot if you can, sweep it up and back into the sky, keep the hips lifted as well, press the chest towards the thighs, and then place right foot down. Awesome, take a couple of breaths. At any point in the class, if you need to, you can drop down the knees and take child's pose. It's only a short class, guys. We've got about another 10 minutes left. We're just going to repeat that sequence on the other side. So when you're ready, let's meet in a downward facing dog. Hips lifting up, sit bones to the sky, chest towards thighs. And again, like we did before, try to keep the inside of the elbow looking towards the top of the mat, the back of the elbow and the tricep looking to the back of the mat. Lift your left leg, three-legged dog, sweep it up towards the sky. Squeeze into the glute. Try to keep left hip in line with right hip so we're not opening the hips to the left. The hips look down at the floor. Bend into your left knee, heel towards glute, and now open the hips to the left. Stack left hip on right hip, press the knee towards the sky, and look over your right shoulder to see maybe your toes peeping over. Straighten that leg, square off the hips, and then bend into the knee and see if you can bring the foot through in between the hands, and if it doesn't get there first time, you know what to do. Use the left hand to drag it forwards until the ankle is directly below the knee. We meet in runner's lunge. Right hand plants, left hand reaches for an easy twist. Straight and strong back leg. Press left shoulder back and look up. Left hand comes down. Back to our runner's lunge. Come onto the fingertips. Look forwards. Sink those hips. Feel the stretch in the right hip flexor. Set your back knee down. Inhale to sweep the arms up. Exhale to sink the hips forwards and down. Deep breaths. Keeping strength in those legs rather than just sinking into the joints. You're going to take hold of your right wrist with your left hand. Inhale to lengthen up. And exhale to lean over towards the left side this time. Just holding it for a couple of breaths. So if you want to see what that looks like from the front, just a slight lean over to the left. Keep sinking the hips down. Inhale to straighten it up. Exhale to bring the hands into prayer position. Ready for our twist. So you're going to keep the back toes tucked under. Lift the hips back and up a little bit so that we can come into our twist easily. Right elbow hooks over to the side of the right knee, left knee even. So we're twisting, pressing the elbow into the leg to get a twist in the spine. So we're trying to bring the hands closer towards the heart. Look up if you can. Just make sure we feel no pain. We only take it as far as is comfortable. If the back toes are tucked and you want a little challenge, you can lift the back knee and try and straighten out that back leg. If this is feeling good, maybe extend the arms and look up. back to prayer, set the back knee down, twist into the front. Nice job. Place those hands down, lift up into that runner's lunge again on your fingertips, looking forward, strong legs. Powering up through the legs into high lunge, sweep the arms up and stay nice and bouncy and buoyant in the legs. Feel free to reposition the feet if you need to, making sure the feet are on train tracks for stability. Shoulders relaxed. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, open out into warrior two. Back heel drops down. Now I'm shifting around to the front so that you can see, and I'm sorry if I'm not a mirror image today, but hopefully you're all following okay. Deep bend in left knee. Don't let the knee drop in. Press it outwards. Squeeze the glute. Feeling the fire in that left thigh. Inhale to straighten the leg. Triangle pose. Inhale as you exhale. Left fingertips reach over. Torso bleeds to the left. And then we bring the left hand down and the right arm up. Either hold on to the ankle or, better still, rest the hand in front of the leg. Use the torso and the core strength to keep you lifted up. Right shoulder and arm press back. Try not to sink the shoulder forwards. Look down towards the left big toe, bend into that front knee, circle the arms down. Back heel lifts, runner's lunge again. And we're coming into that three-legged dog, plant the hands, sweep the left leg back, down up, squeeze left glute. Set the left foot down. Take a couple of breaths in your final downward dog. Good job, set the knees down. We've got one more pose I'd like us to do. Keep the toes tucked under and lift your chest up. So we've got our hips stacked. Shoulders stacked above hips, hips stacked above knees, toes tucked under at the back. Camel pose, but we're just going to do a few different variations. Place the hands towards the lower back. Squeeze the elbows back and lift the chest up. Inhale. As you lift up through the chest, create length in the spine. And see if you can look back, up towards the ceiling. And then straighten it up. So we're just starting to get into that back bend. If it doesn't feel okay, then you can just skip this one. Make sure we don't feel pain. Inhale, lift the chest, create length as we lift and look up and start to lean back. Bring the right hand onto your right heel. Reach your left arm up and maybe over if this is too much. Again, go back to the easier version or skip it. Bring the left hand to the lower back. Right hand lower back, lift up. Before we go on to the other side, if the flexibility is there in the back, you can have the toes uncurled. Inhale, lift up, lean back, press the hips forwards, left hand to left heel, right arm reaches up and back, press the hips forwards. Right hand to lower back, left hand to lower back, lift up. I'm going to take rabbit pose, really nice counter pose. Place the hands down, let the forehead come onto the mat, a little bit like child's pose but closer to the knees. And then lift up the hips, the back, roll onto the crown of the head and try to let the spine round upwards. Either keep the hands here for a bit of support or come onto the tops of the hands and extend the arms back. Coming back to the forehead, meeting in child's pose, extend the arms. And just rock the head from side to side to give the brow bone area a nice massage. you're ready, let's come over onto our back. Let's just curl into a little ball, bring the knees to the chest. Rock from side to side. Lower back area, getting a little massage. We're just going to take a very quick recline pigeon. Right ankle goes just above the left knee. Just to get a little stretch for the glutes. Try and clasp the hands around the back of the left leg. So lift the legs up towards you, clasp the hands behind the left leg. And start to feel that stretch in the right glute. Take a couple of deep breaths. And release. Switch the side. Left ankle just above right knee. Clasp the hands behind the right hamstring. So lifting those legs up, pulling them in, and maybe just noticing how the stretch feels comparing the two sides. Probably feels slightly easier on one side. And that's completely normal. And release it down. Let's just come into a Shavasana pose. So open up the legs a little bit towards the bottom corners of the mat. Move the arms to the sides, palms face up. Shoulder blades nice and flat to the floor, close down the eyes. We're just going to stay here for not too long, about 5 or 6 deep breaths. So close the eyes, deepen the breath, connect. And just try to relax all of the muscles of the body. For this final really important pose, Shavasana. Using this time to absorb the practice. Taking one more big deep breath, biggest breath that you've taken yet during this class. Good job. Wiggle the fingers and toes. Start to move back into the body. Full body stretch, reach the arms up overhead. And then rolling onto one side. Lifting up to a comfortable seated position, any seat of your choosing. Spine is tall, shoulders relaxed away from the ears. And just keeping the eyes soft for one moment. When you're ready, bring your hands into prayer, gently bow the forehead down. Namaste. Thanks for joining me again, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the class. I hope it brings you a lot